After the events that took place at the end of episode 9, Alexander Duggan had to make a run for his life. It felt like he didn't have a very good escape plan, and probably due to the last-minute improvisation he had to do, he wasn't able to pay a lot of attention to it. The reason why I say that is because the way he literally walked into a checkpoint and barely managed to escape from the city made it feel like he was a bit underprepared, something that I didn't expect of the Jackel. The Jackel was almost caught at the checkpoint, but luck favored him that day, and he was able to escape from there. The Jackel met with an accident after a kid came in front of his car out of nowhere. His car crashed, and a truck driver who was passing by helped him out of his vehicle. The Jackel took that man's truck and went deep into the forest area, where he found an elderly couple camping. That couple had a caravan, and the Jackel knew that he could use it to his advantage and cross the border. Now, there was a moment in episode 10 when the Jackel stood at a distance looking at the couple, not able to make up his mind if he should approach them or not. I believe that dilemma was because he knew that if they didn't act the way he told them to, then he wouldn't have any option other than to kill them. Actually, more than saving the couple, he wanted to save himself from all the guilt. He knew that the murder of an innocent couple would weigh heavy on his conscience. But still, the Jackel approached them and told them he needed to go to the nearest hospital as he was not feeling fine. The couple agreed, and midway through, the Jackel took out his gun and ordered them to take him to the border. The couple had no option but to agree to what he said. They drove for miles, and after reaching the border, they had to take a detour, as every vehicle was being checked by the police at the border checkpoint. The Jackel saw that the elderly man was way too tired, and he asked him to stop the vehicle and take a rest for some time. All of a sudden, the lady attacked the Jackel with a knife, and at that moment, the husband knew that she had committed a blunder. Suppose she hadn't attacked the Jackel. There was a bleak chance that he would have left them alive, but after she did that, the Jackel was compelled to kill both of them. The inevitable, the thing that the Jackel feared since the very beginning, actually happened. He was trying very hard to absolve himself from all the sins he had committed. He was trying very hard to leave his past behind, but at that moment, he surrendered and accepted the fact that he was not a good man. The Jackel had taken the lives of innocent people, and no matter how hard he tried, there was no going back. Bianca was just not able to make peace with the fact that the investigation had been officially closed when she was so close to making a breakthrough. Once again, in the day of the Jackel Season 1's finale, she went to have a chat with Isabel, but once again, she was left disappointed. Bianca had some ideals, and her conscience just didn't allow her to be a part of an organization that didn't care about truth and justice. She resigned from her position, as she didn't want to be a part of such a system. Now, this is where things got a bit interesting. Isabel met the Foreign Secretary, Jeremy Whitelock, and we learned that they both worked for Tim, the leader of a New York-based organization. They were the ones who had given Norman information about the MI6 raid because they wanted him to help the Jackel in killing UDC. Isabel and the Foreign Secretary knew that if UDC was able to launch River, then their secrets would also come out in the open. In return for doing such a risky job, it was quite obvious that they were handsomely compensated, and all their illicit activities would have come out had the Jackel not killed UDC. But then there was a change in plan, when through Bianca's research, it came to be known that the Jackel had somebody in Cadiz, Spain. The Jackel, up until that moment, wasn't seen as a weak link, but now he had become a liability. So the plan was to let Bianca go after the Jackel, and once she found and killed him, to dishonorably discharge her of her services. Bianca was unaware of this new development, and so when Isabel went to her home to offer her a second chance, she just couldn't say no to the offer. Had Bianca not taken that offer, things would probably have ended differently for her. But Bianca and even her husband knew that she wouldn't be able to resist the offer. Bianca was asked to go to Spain, and Isabel told her that nobody knew about the mission apart from her. The entire mission was kept off the books for a reason. She had no clue that her own superiors were betraying the nation, and moreover, they had made plans to throw her under the bus. Bianca reached Spain with her friend Vince, and they found out where Lavarro lived. Bianca and Vince went to the local police station and asked the officer in charge about the sniper shooting case of the local gangster Tejero. They reached Nuria's residence after that, and she left the house with her kid. The hasty manner in which Nuria left the house made it very clear that she was not going to meet the Jackel, but instead running away from him. Bianca and Vince waited, and an injured Jackel finally arrived at the residence. Alvaro, after witnessing Tejero die right in front of his eyes, was taken into custody. Nuria was mad at her brother, and after getting him released on bail, she asked him to stay away from her and her family. Now Alvaro came drunk at the worst possible moment, as he wanted to reconcile with his sister and explain to her why he did what he did. Alvaro thought a thief had broken in, so he took out his gun and got on alert. Alvaro was killed, but the Jackel heard the gunshot and he realized that somebody had trespassed on his premises. At the end of the Day of the Jackel Season 1, the Jackel killed Vince and Bianca. Once the news of Bianca's death reached London, Isabel spread the news that she had gone rogue and hadn't been authorized to go to Spain to hunt for the Jackel. It was a tragic end for the woman who put her life on the line for her nation. It was not the end that she deserved, but she failed to understand how the system worked, and her adversaries were able to make her the scapegoat in the dirty game. Zena, who was coordinating with the Jackel on behalf of the New York-based megalomaniacs, realized that her life too was in danger, and that she was being perceived as a liability. Zena was a smart woman, and she didn't fall for the trap. She was able to escape from the hotel before the hired guns could come and take her life. Zena made a call to the Jackel and informed him about the intentions of their employers. That tip helped save the Jackel's life. Had things been fine on the personal front, I believe the Jackel would have gone to New York and taken his revenge. But right now, he didn't know where Nuria and his son were. He was rushing towards the airport, probably when he met with an accident. In the Day of the Jackel Season 1's ending, we saw that he met with Zena, who told him about their employer, Tim, as she knew that he would want to settle scores with him, since he hadn't even received the entire sum of money that was promised to him for killing UDC. So, if there is a Season 2, the Jackel will first locate Nuria. The way his investigative skills have been glorified in the series, I don't think that he would have a lot of problems in doing so. Nuria didn't want the Jackel's shadow on her kid. She didn't want to live her life in fear, but she was already a part of the mess, and there was no going back for her.